Et en théorie, il y a YouTube qui rejoint aussi le stream. Donc ça c'est fait. Mis à part cela. Mis à part cela. YouTube, Twitch, voilà. Ok. Bon, bah on va attendre. Voilà, voilà. Voilà. Le petit Nerdis. Du coup, en théorie, j'ai le live YouTube. Carré, carré. Je vais me mettre là le live YouTube. Et bah voilà. Regarde-moi ça, mon petit Nerdis. T'en penses quoi de l'image? Elle est belle, hein? Moi, je sais qu'il y aura des choses très croustillantes dans ce live. Très, très croustillant. Comme le crousty crabe. Et oui. Bon. Ça charge. Bon, bah, c'est... Ça charge. Manque 1 minute 55. Bon. Bon. Mis à part cela, qu'est-ce que j'ai d'autre? Hmm. Oh, intéressant ça. Euh... Allez, 1 minute 10 encore. On va attendre, hein. Ni plus ni moins. Je vais regarder YouTube. Ouais, non, c'est bon, hein, je suis déjà connecté en vrai. Ça sert à rien. Tu m'as envoyé quoi sur France? Ah, je suis en voiture, j'entends rien, je modère quand même. Ça, c'est bien ça. Je crois qu'elle est là quand même. Aïe 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 aïe. Bon, on y est presque. Allez, ça va être l'heure. Ça va tomber, c'est bon. Oh, les oreilles. Ouais, le son il est peut-être bien. Ouais, comme ça. Voilà.
準備ができたようですね。それではホテルドゥボール特別料理対決開始。
Ok. J'ai oublié de mettre YouTube. Voilà. Du coup, de ce que je comprends, ouais, c'est un exploit des oreilles, j'ai l'impression que je configure mieux le son. Du coup, il y a IFA. Voilà. IFA 4 étoiles, à ce qui paraît. Je sais pas du tout si c'est un DPS ou un support. Hein. Mais bon. Le Scopiard, ça c'est sûr que j'invoque. Ah, il fly. Wesh. Je jure. Rémurier, c'est un donjon ça. Donjon Rémurier. Ah bah c'est pour... Oh, moi j'aime bien en vrai. Sympa ça. Ok. Oui, c'est le nouveau boss là, Hebdo. Ah non, c'est un boss normal, je crois. Riné d'Otir. Ok, j'aime bien. Il a la trace. Ok. Ok. Intéressant ça. Radiluc. Ah, est-ce que c'est la salle d'en haut? Ah ouais, s'il rentre 10 points en haut, je suis content. Et c'est apocalyptique. Oh, Dahlia! Ah, il tombe. Donc, rencontrer Stone Striker. Vaudrine d'Otir, peut-être? Ah, c'est possible. Ça, c'est le nouveau boss Hebdo. Là, c'était les boss normaux. C'est une partie d'échecs, ouais. Le roi et la reine. Et c'est aussi stylé, hein. Oh, oh. Et là, c'est le premier trailer. Enfin, le premier truc. Non, même pas. Wesh. Ils ont fait des médicaments. Parce que drogue, attendent. Ouais, le boss, il est costaud. Qui? Oh, le Varkia. Oh, le Varkia. Et là, c'est pour les codes. Allez hop, GI56. Paralogisme. Intéressant. Très intéressant ça. Ouf. Ouf. Voilà, j'ai mis les deux codes. Ok. Tout. Il n'y a pas de délai qui nous dise combien de temps il reste. Tout. Bon. On va attendre, hein. Arrête, Twitter, ça doit être en feu, là.
Hello everyone! Welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.6 special program. I'm Jane Jackson, the voice of Veressa, and I have two awesome co-hosts with me today. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
What up, my dudes? My name is Johnny Laquasto, and I'm the voice of Aoife.
Ouais, c'est bon anglais, j'avais oublié.
Your turn.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily Cass and I voice Escoffier. I'm so
Oui,
excited to
j'ai envie
be
de voir
here.
ça. Un peu
And
voir
I
ce que ça
am
donne.
so excited to be hosting alongside you two today.
Oh, by the way, Emily, I have to say, the way your chibi's tail moves around is so cool.
Oh, actually, it's not a tail. It's a self-adapting movement signal tracking support mech. It's a piece of tech.
Je sais pas ce que ça va donner.
basically.
Hein.
It helps Escoffier in the kitchen and in combat. It's one of her essential utensils.
But it looks so much like a tail.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. And considering how it looks, people even call Escoffier a demon chef.
Je sais pas, le
Okay,
chat.
that seems a little extreme.
Yeah, I'd say so too, but honestly, I don't know much about
Oh.
Escoffier. Can you tell us more about her, Emily?
Ok, j'ai trouvé.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at her profile. Escoffier used to be the head chef
Donc.
at the Hotel de Bourg.
Oh, cool.
The hotel
Je
is
crois qu'il
famous
faut
for
que
the
le
extremely
E en
popular and
prio.
exclusive Gâteau de Bourg.
Wow.
Gâteau des
exclusive.
beaux.
Yeah, only a limited amount of slices are available per day. Escoffier is a master of precision gastronomy, which means she approaches cooking as a
Du coup,
science.
c'est
She
formé
even
chef
develops
de
advanced
l'hôtel.
method to use in her cooking process.
Wow, that's some
Gâteau des
dedication to
beaux.
her craft.
Of course, in Escoffier's kitchen, no dish is ready to be served until it has her stamp of approval. And when she
Ça,
likes
c'est
something,
invoqué,
she gets
instant.
completely lost
Il n'y a
in
pas
the
de
flavors.
oui, mais non.
It
C'est
looks almost
invoqué.
like she's in heaven.
That sounds incredible, but what if she doesn't like it?
Oh, then she'd
Instant off.
probably say something like...
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove.
Ok,
You'd have had
ouais.
more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least
Ouais,
then
avec
you
chinois.
wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom.
Wow.
Ta,
Intense.
ta, ta, ta.
I promise Escoffier is actually very well mannered most of the time. But when it comes to food, she couldn't be more strict. It's all for good reason though. Escoffier believes her mission as a chef
Attends,
is
mais
to
en
make haute cuisine
5.6.
accessible to all. So she's
Ouais,
not
non, je
just
sais pas, il y
strict
aura
on other
peut-être.
people.
Ouais, je sais pas.
She demands perfection from
De
herself.
Jenny
too.
Marca, est-ce
Because
qu'ils vont
that's the
montrer
only way to
du
make a
notre à
dream
la
a
fin? Je sais pas.
reality.
Oh, is that why she develops all those cooking mecha?
That's right. With their help, even people who are short
sais même
on
pas il fait
time
combien de
or
temps,
cooking
le-
skills can be capable of making a good meal.
Live.
Ha, okay. That feels like a personal call
Ta,
out.
ta, 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 ta.
But seriously though, I'm telling you, I could use something exactly like that.
Same here. Emily, you said Escoffier used to be the head chef at the Hotel de Bourg. Does that mean she doesn't work there anymore?
Yeah, that's right. She even had to spend time in the fortress of Meripede.
The Fortress of Meripede? What happened?
We can't divulge the details right now.
Donc, nouvelle
but
quête,
all
la
will be
logique.
revealed in Escoffier's
Acte
story
1,
quest.
c'est-à-dire qu'il y en aura 2.
Treasured above all. So be sure to check it out if you're interested, travellers. You'll also be rewarded with extra ascension materials for Escoffier.
C'est-à-dire qu'il y aura différentes
Oh,
quêtes,
and
c'est actuellement.
travellers will get to take part in a one-of-a-kind culinary showdown
T'en
in
avais
this
vu
quest.
ça, ok.
Not only will
Ouf.
travellers get to experience Escoffier's
Trop
mentorship
gros des points,
firsthand,
d'accord.
but special guests will also make an
On
appearance.
cuisine un peu partout.
Special guest, nice. Huh. Okay, I see blubber beasts and romaritime flowers.
Ouais, ok, les
Do we have to
ingrédients,
cook
je
4
pense.
blubber beasts using romaritime flowers? That's not much to work with.
All I can say is trust in Escoffier. She can work wonders.
Oh, I'm definitely a
Donc,
believer.
Sato
Okay, so
Satomi,
we know what she can do in the kitchen, but what about on the battlefield?
je connais déjà pas
Right,
tous les
let's
noms,
get
alors bon.
into it.
Je sais pas quoi en penser.
Escoffier wields
Ah,
a
le
cryovision
du
and
coup,
is a
ouais,
powerful
support.
addition to freeze-focused teams, which brings us to one of her
Du coup, le E,
talents.
ça fait ça.
When Escoffier's elemental skill or elemental burst hits an enemy,
Ah oui, ça réduit la
she can
res
reduce their
héros
resistance
cryo.
to hydro and cryo
Par contre,
damage.
l'arme,
The more hydro and cryo characters in the party,
je
the
réfléchis. Hein.
greater the
Est-ce que
reduction.
j'invoque l'arme?
Ah, okay.
Ça dépend.
So it looks like the enemies here aren't actually frozen, but the
Bam,
resistance reduction still takes
bam,
effect.
Yeah, that's really important. As long as her elemental skill or burst hits an
Ouh.
enemy, the reduction takes effect. The enemy
Du coup,
doesn't
c'est
need to be
tir auto,
frozen.
ouais.
That means the talent works
Intéressant.
on bosses and other
Et l'outil,
unfreezable
ok.
enemies.
Wow, so it seems
Il
like
manque encore
any
une capa,
character that
de ce
deals
que j'ai
hydro or
compris.
cryo damage can benefit from that talent.
Donc sa
I
res
can definitely
baisse.
see her being a powerful support in freeze
Du coup, la
teams.
team actuellement
But
qui conseille,
Escoffier
c'est
is
eux
not
qui
just
ça.
a support. She can dish out damage as well. With an actual dish.
No way.
Yeah, and when Escoffier unleashes her elemental skill,
L'eau,
she summons a
elemental-
cooking
ouais, mais
mech
c'est
to
pas
the
capable,
field
ça.
that follows the active character and periodically fires projectiles at
Oui,
nearby
ça fait au
enemies,
plus
dealing
proche.
cryo damage.
Ça
So
fait
with her
une faible
ability to
zone.
shred resistance, she basically buffs her
Ok.
own damage. In addition, her elemental burst restores
j'ai-
HP to the entire
Je
party.
regarde les teams un peu, mais...
Incredible. Okay.
Ah, c'est de
so
lutte,
she can
ouais,
buff the
ça
party,
heal.
dish out damage, and heal. Wow.
Du
Sounds like
coup,
she's pretty
Fiona...
versatile.
Yeah,
Et
and
puis, du
thanks
coup,
to a different
Fréminier.
talent, she has another ability that really showcases
Ça,
her
c'est la
skills as a
compétence, ça,
chef.
j'avais compris.
If you hold her elemental skill, the cooking mech she summons can absorb
Donc, on peut avoir de
elemental
la bouffe.
energy and convert it into a delicious dish.
La lettre à fausse alors.
I've never seen a talent like that before.
Okay, so you don't even have to prepare the ingredients yourself? Bro, that's awesome.
Ok.
Yeah. Plus, she can produce several kinds of dishes this way.
Well, that will be
C'est des
so
trucs que j'ai
fun to
jamais vu,
check
ça.
out in game.
Totally.
que
So
pour elle.
take note of this next piece of news, travelers. In the first half of version 5.6,
Navia
we'll have
Escoffier.
event wishes for Escoffier and Navia. A new 5-star polearm, Symphonist of Sense, will be featured on the weapon banner. Our new 4-star character, Aoife, will also enjoy a drop rate boost on the first half banners.
Aoife, no way, bro.
I think that's
Ah,
my line, but I
c'est-
couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, and another bit of really exciting news is that travelers will get to spend more time with
Mais,
these two
mais,
in the
mais
new
Primo.
version.
Ah,
Wait, who are you
c'est-
talking about?
Okay,
Mmh,
take a look at
prochaine,
this
c'est
clip
Raiden.
and you'll see.
là, il faut pas encore...
Eyes are on me. Lowly servants, behold the almighty Dragon Lord's magnificence.
Ah, j'ai...
About.
C'est quoi, là?
Why does no one ask for the autograph of the almighty Dragon Lord? Kahula how?
Ok.
Wow. No way, bro. What? You little... Oh dear. Oh dear. Do you even hear yourself, bro?
Ok.
How dare you? You insolent, contemptuous... Huh? What are you on
Du
about?
coup, ça fait un débat philosophique, là, je pense.
Huh? Seriously? Seriously? Do you even hear yourself, bro? Darn it. Oh, wow.
Faut un débat, waouh, incroyable.
Do you even hear yourself, bro? You're hopeless. The almighty Dragon Lord, Kahulao! His wisdom is wasted on you.
C'est la victime, là.
No way, bro. See you later. Huh? Ah!
Pouf.
Oh, you meant Kukuku and a how. Wow, I
Ah,
feel
j'ai
like
pas
those
envie
two
de faire
could
un projet de
argue
phase, là.
forever.
Dude, you don't know the
Oh,
half.
les armes, c'est horrible.
Hang in there, bro.
You too, huh? Man, this bro thing is
horrible.
really taking off.
Well, Kukuku is
Ah.
just that infectious. So, travelers met Aoife in the previous version.
Le
But
petit
since we now have the
comeback
chance to add him
de
to our
l'event.
parties, want to give us a formal introduction, Johnny?
I thought you never asked, Jane. Absolutely. As most of you probably know, Aoife is a Saurian vet from the Flower Feather clan. In that land, humans and Saurians live and fight side by side. Saurians get sick and hurt just like everyone else. So Saurian vets do a very important job in that land.
Okay.
And
Ouais,
Aoife
bon.
is a really good one. In fact, you've probably heard of some of his accomplishments already. Like how he saved Kukuku's life, and now, of course, Kukuku works as his
Cuckoo.
trusty assistant.
Yeah, Aoife is practically a miracle worker. I heard a how got
Ouais.
sick one time, so Kanish took him to Aoife for treatment, and what do you know? A how
Bon,
was
c'est le
better in
blabla.
like 2 seconds.
On
Imagine
va attendre
that.
la suite.
Sounds like Aoife really knows his stuff. I wonder if he can treat all kinds of dragons.
Je sais pas donner encore les
even ones
events.
from other nations.
I guess, in theory, yeah, I don't see why not. Plus, if it was an emergency,
compétence.
Kuku could help him get there in no
Du
time.
coup,
I
il
mean,
fly
I heard
droit.
the Flower Feather clan is known for riding
Ok,
Kukasaurs.
ça va chuter après.
But this is less riding and more dangling, isn't it?
Trajectoire, ouais.
Hey, this is a Kukuku appreciation zone only, all right? But seriously, just wait until you see him sprint. He spreads
il
out
chute,
those
ok.
huge wings, and it's super awesome. Oh, and while we're on the subject,
Ça
if there are
lâche.
any travelers who haven't done the part of the Ochkanatlan World Quest where you chase down the evil dragon, try it out with Aoife. It'll be a completely different kind of flying experience.
Yeah,
Wow.
I see that.
Sacré bordel, ça.
Although it looks more like Aoife is chasing down a patient for a checkup.
Yeah. So, okay, what else can Eva do in combat?
Well,
Merde,
Aoife is an
no
animal
tricks.
vision user with a lot of tricks up his sleeve. For example, when faced with aggressive enemies, Aoife can
Quoi?
unleash his elemental burst and fire a therapeutic
Ça
set,
affecte les
creating a
hydrolents.
wind current that pulls in and restrains enemies. Yeah, of course, as Aoife's
Je
good bro,
comprends
Kakuku
pas.
also helps him out in combat. With Aoife's elemental skill, Kakuku lifts him into the air, giving him
c'est
an
comme
aerial advantage in combat.
Nomade.
And while in this state, Aoife can
Et ça heal.
continuously fire tonic
Et
shots,
ça a
which
médecin,
deal animal
logique.
damage upon impact and restore HP to the entire party.
Oh, nice. So, what kind of team comps work best with Aoife?
Well, to answer that, we should introduce one of his talents first. When Aoife is in the Night Soul's blessing state, he can use his field medic's vision to increase swirl and electrocharge damage based on the total amount of Night Soul points
Qu'est-ce
across
que
the
quoi?
entire party.
Okay, so
Du
he
coup, c'est
works
meilleur
well
team,
with
c'est ça, à
characters
peu
that can
près.
trigger swirl and electrocharged reactions.
Le
And
team
characters
Kuroko, on va
that can
dire.
generate Night Soul
Ta,
points.
ta,
He
ta,
seems like
ta,
a
ta,
really
ta, ta,
flexible
ta, ta,
unit.
ta, ta.
Yeah, he is. Plus, in areas with Natlan's phlogiston mechanics, if your current active character or
Si les
indwelt
PV
Saurian's HP drops below a certain percent, Aoife can consume his own phlogiston to heal them.
Nice, putting those medical skills to
J'ai
use.
pas compris quoi.
His kit seems
Quand
really
t'es en
intuitive,
saurien,
and he helps with
t'as de nouveaux
exploration.
PV.
I feel like exploring the sacred volcano will be a lot easier with Kakuku's tangle bro.
What can I say? He is a helpful little guy. Now, moving on to our next bit of news, a new boss is coming in version
Ouais, je sais pas si je vais du
5.6,
escalier
the
après en
Sacred
stream.
Source Automaton
Je
Overseer
dirais peut-être pas
device.
faire, hein.
Travelers will need to defeat it to obtain
Ça, c'est dans la
essential
nouvelle
materials
zone,
for
ça,
a Scoffier.
qui fait 2 cm².
I feel like we faced something
Il y a un
like this
TP en haut,
before.
ok.
That's because this boss has the same origins as the Secret Source Automaton configuration device from version 5.1. Both are pieces of ancient dragon technology.
They almost seem like
Hydrotechnologie,
two
ok.
parts of one terrifying monster.
Okay, Jane, let's, this is where we should wrap this part up, I think, because travelers can search for their own answers to this in-game. Now, let's kick off the event portion.
Oh, wow. There are Natlan characters in Fontaine.
Nouvel arc.
Is it because
Il y a
of
des
a
trucs de
festival
raffinement,
or
ok.
something?
Not a festival. An amusement park organized by Navia and the Spina di Rasula.
Ooh.
Auroron and Aoife are there to deliver Natlan produce for the event. But it's not all veggies and good times, unfortunately. Against the backdrop of the festivities, a smuggling case is uncovered, leading Kaniche and Risley
Du
to
coup, on a
cross
une
paths.
Naslania aussi qui arrive.
Oh, a Saurian hunter and a
Ah,
prisoner.
ils vont gâcher tous les votes.
Sounds like a fun pairing.
Donc juste qu'il y ait Sino pour vraiment
Yeah,
casser,
right?
casser
I
les
actually
couilles.
have a few sneak
Non,
peeks
il est
to
pris
share,
machin.
so let's take a look.
Weird. Why is a How cowering behind Kaniche? I would have thought
Kaniche,
he
il va
was
être
too
chiant.
proud for that. Oh, wait. It must be because of Fontaine's ban on flying objects.
Il va parler des prochaines bannières.
Exactly.
Et après, il y
Ahau
aura
and
la
Kakuku
pub.
made the journey all the way to Fontaine and happened to arrive just in time for the ban.
Ugh.
Ahau was able to hide, but Kakuku got scared and flew straight into the Palais
Wesh,
Mermonium.
dès qu'il est de retour.
Auroron thinks Kakuku will manage to send all of the important documents in the Palais flying around the building.
Oh no, that can't end well.
Il va vite prendre un Doliprane, c'est pour
What
ça.
about Aoife? Isn't he going to come to Kakuku's rescue?
Don't worry, with Nervalette and Risley there, Kakuku's in good hands. Plus, he might
Quoi?
even learn a new phrase or two. Hey, check it out. Risley managed to teach him one. Anyone want to guess what it is?
Oh, I don't really know what it could be. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Anyway, I wanted to point out there are 2 dragons in this picture. So, does that mean Nervalette could, like, interpret for Kakuku? You know, dragon to dragon. Oh, I can't wait to see how their
Combat
interactions
dragon.
go.
Honestly, I can't even picture it, but I just know it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, there's nothing we can say that beats the real
Ok.
thing. So, if you're interested,
Toi,
be
nous.
sure to check out all the shenanigans in game. And trust
Ça,
me,
c'est
there
l'arme
are a
d'Evans.
lot of them. Always makes me laugh. Now, on to the actual
Cappuccina
amusement park. Let me give you some
ballerina.
background. It's called the Cheval Moran.
Ah, on a
Film
Varka
Fantasy
aussi
Land,
dans
and
la
it's the
quête Harpon au
brainchild
début.
of a
On-
well-known
T'as
engineer and
raté
film
Varka.
buff, with the Spina di Rasula in charge of the financing, construction, and
En fait, on
general
a juste la voix de
operations.
Varka.
Oh, Lapine Pauline is back.
Il y a
Didn't she
Delia
almost
qui est
go
apparue.
bankrupt after
Wesh,
facing her
pourquoi elle
research
s'est
on
TP?
that fake story? I hope her investment pays off this time.
Well,
bien
if the
les
traveler agrees
mangas.
to come on board, Lapine Pauline might be in a better position.
Ah,
Come on board.
tenue noire. Ça
Why are my
signifie que
fraud alarm bells ringing?
c'est le
It's
truc du
not
navire.
like that. If you don't trust Lapine
Le
Pauline,
nouveau garde du corps.
yeah, okay. Her track record isn't great, but at least trust Cheval Morin and the Spina di Rasula.
If you say
Ah ouais,
so.
Spina di Rasula, il a dit,
how
c'est
do we
bon.
make sure we don't run it into the ground?
Well, if the traveler agrees to come on board, Lapine Pauline might be in a better position.
Wait, so this is a management sim? Okay, tell me everything.
Zombie derrière, gros
You got
monsieur.
it, bro.
Enfin, je sais pas c'est quoi le nom
Travelers will
exact.
be in charge of operations like upgrading the
Donc,
facilities, expanding the park, and managing
on a
the
des
staff.
tickets.
During each business cycle,
C'est comme le
travelers
truc
will
des
need to
potions.
allocate their precious
C'est le même
funds
truc.
and action points to the most
Oui, il
important
faut gérer un
tasks
parc
based on the
d'attractions.
management needs.
And
Ok.
plus, Navia recruited Master Chef
Ok, je comprends mieux.
Escoffier to run the park's theme restaurant.
Woo!
The dishes she
a un
creates
resto,
can give you
ouais,
unique
logique.
management buffs, so don't miss out.
Absolutely. You can also increase
Ok,
your
petite
revenue
quête.
by adding different kinds of attractions. For example, in Eclectic Escapades, visitors can
c'est what this
experience
truc-là.
unforgettable adventures where they fly through the air
Ça
or
fait longtemps, les
dash
trucs comme ça.
underwater at high speeds.
Wow.
Or there's movie masterpieces where you have to use special abilities to reach the end of the stage and seize the treasure. Before launching these
Ok, les
attractions,
petites énigmes
travelers
pour
will
gagner des
need to
clés.
try them
Wow.
out and create a standardized strategy guide for each one.
C'est
so
total
that
Wipeout.
visitors understand how to get the
Wipeout.
most out of the experience.
Je reconnais, je
Oh,
reconnais.
and travelers can also add an attraction called Mellow Manor,
Ah, t'as-
where they can create
comme
a
les trucs de
cozy
potions.
retreat for different animals to
C'est
draw
pareil.
visitors and increase
Contrôle C,
revenue.
contrôle
And
V.
travelers can also recruit some familiar
J'ai mis
faces
les
to
animaux
help
de
run the
Natsan
park.
ici.
Among the recruits are Fontanian companions and friends from other nations
Je
too.
vois.
Yeah, that's right. By completing friendly encounters, travelers can learn useful management techniques from their companions. Eventually, these companions will become fixtures at the park and provide even more management
Du
support.
coup, je vois où ça
So,
sera l'event,
long
ce sera là.
story short, don't worry too much. You don't have to go it alone.
Ok, vous m'avez bannière.
Okay,
Je fais après la
yeah,
pub.
that doesn't sound too bad.
And plus, once you get down to
Je paye les 22
business, you'll
déjà.
be rewarded for your efforts.
Et si elle décrit à la
do
fin,
tell.
incroyable.
Oh, I will. Reach a certain point in the operations,
Mais après, le
and you'll be
27,
able
c'est
to
dans 2
claim
jours, hein.
all sorts of rewards,
La suite
including
de
primo
du web
gems
event,
and
c'est
a
pas
new
possible.
4-star bow, Sequence of Solitude.
Ouais, je sais pas.
Awesome.
Je sais
More
pas, je sais
primo
pas.
gems to save for your next pull. Which reminds me, we
Wow,
still
on a des
haven't
primo-gemmes
finished
pour le prochain
announcing the
pull,
event
t'as raison,
wishes,
Marissa.
have we?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry to keep you
Voilà,
in suspense,
c'est tombé.
travelers. In the second half of version 5.6, we'll have returning event wishes for Kanichi and the Raiden Shogun.
Nice.
Plus, the chronicled wish banner will be returning
Oh!
in version 5.6.
Oh,
I know a lot of travelers have been
Oh!
waiting for that, so check it out if you're interested.
oh, la bannière de baiser
And
qui
best
pop
of
comme
luck on your
ça.
polls.
All right. That was a lot of info.
Oh,
so
purée
let's
de
take our
pommes de
first
terre.
break. Here's the second redemption code, travelers.
Waouh. Chef Escoffier 05, c'est sa date d'anniversaire, ça. Putain, le screamer, frère. J'ai vu la bannière pop, j'étais pas prêt. Ah bah là, il y a tout le monde qui crie, même les lits savaient même pas. Du coup, Araki... Ouais, je suis peut-être Araki. Par contre, c'est première semaine, je pense. Ah putain, en vrai, la bannière d'arbre, elle est baisée de zinzin. Hein. Ah là 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 là. Ok, l'event.
Once a
Plus la quête.
celebration of flowers, now shrouded in unease.
05, 07. Ah bah Delia, j'avais dit.
Why is Albedo
Et
on
j'espère que
trial?
c'est dans,
Who is the
c'est dans
young
le
man in the
bâtiment.
courtroom? And is he friend or foe? What tidings does the Dodo communication device bring this time?
Oh, on retourne là.
Answers to these questions and
Oh.
more in the version 5.6 Archon
Toi, nous, j'espère que t'es là.
Quest.
Oui, c'est par login.
Nice voice.
Ah,
Nice.
shucks, thanks.
So, we finally make it back to Mondstadt, and Albedo's on trial. And I don't even know what to think. But something tells me there's more to this situation.
Je sais pas s'il est
than
mieux.
meets the
Ouais,
eye.
bon, c'est pas
Well,
grave.
I've put together some information about the case.
Eh putain, c'est un
Let's go
truc
through
de
it and
genre.
see if we can uncover
Sinon-
some new clues. So, here's the deal. Albedo's been accused of murder and unlawful disposal of
Donc
human
Albedo est
remains.
accusé de meurtre.
The case is being tried in secret.
Est-ce que c'est
The
vrai ou pas?
logistics captain of the Knights of Favonius, Hertha,
On est
seems
truc
to
de
have
Favonius, ouais.
compelling evidence against Albedo.
En gros, Albedo il est
So,
accusé
the
de meurtre.
situation
Après,
is
est-ce que c'est le vrai
serious.
Albedo?
I'm
Est-ce que c'est
sure
un faux?
Hertha is just trying to do
Celui
her
de
job
Eleven
and uncover the
2.3.
truth. But there has
Peut-être.
to be some kind of misunderstanding here.
Well, in court, the evidence does the talking. Travelers will have access to Albedo's office on the second floor of
Du
headquarters.
coup, nous, on doit
to do
enquêter,
their
on
own
doit
investigation into
aller
the
dans son
case
bureau.
and hopefully track down some clues.
So I saw Jean, Kaya, and Eula in the courtroom, all members of the Knights of Favonius, which makes sense. But it looked like someone
Jean
from the
doit faire
church
le
was also
sens
there.
et faire le jugement. Et je crois que Delias doit être le chef
That's
du
Dahlia.
jugement, peut-être.
He's the deacon of the Church of Favonius, so he works with Barbara, Rosaria, and the other members of the clergy.
Je pense, hein.
Dahlia acts as the herald of Barbados, which is interesting because he's also friends with Venti.
Yeah,
L'ami avec
very
Venti.
interesting. He sounds like a very important figure then.
Well, speaking of
Okay.
Venti, the Dodo communication device is back in this quest. At some point, Venti needs it to get in touch with Alice. But
Et
on
du
the
coup, t'as
first
Alice dans la
attempt,
balance
the line
via le
connects to
truc.
Grandmaster Varka instead.
Et Varka
Only on the
aussi.
second try that he manages to reach Alice. Whoa!
Du coup, on peut parler
hold
avec
on.
Alice et
You
Varka.
just dropped two major names. Barker has been on an expedition for a long time. Sounds like we finally get to hear how he's doing.
La
As
saison
for
aussi.
Alice, we know she's the mother of the most adorable Klee and an elder of the Hexen Circle. But I wonder why Venti needs to get in touch with her.
Intéressant.
Wait, could it be because of the monsters in the city?
Oh, you know what? In Amber's anthology chapter,
Quoi?
she did say the number of monsters around Mondstadt has been skyrocketing lately.
Skyrock.
Right, and now there are even more monsters in the city. So maybe Venti is reaching out to Alice for help.
I think you two are onto
Pas de
something.
comprendre, hein.
And if we take a look at this map, we can see that a lot of our old friends have joined in on the fight to defend Mondstadt.
Donc, il y a toutes les personnes qui vont nous rejoindre
This
pour
is kind
Fight.
of emotional. Mondstadt was the beginning of everything. It's the place where travelers met their first companions and embarked on this
On va fighter avec les
whole
persos, je
journey.
pense.
And now it's in crisis.
C'est la
hopefully
crise,
travelers
ouais.
can do something to stop it.
Oh, they can, but it won't be an easy road. Alice can
Le
offer
nouveau
something
boss,
to
c'est
help,
Hebdo.
but travelers will need to pass a trial
Est-ce
first.
qu'on a de vrais
And
gameplay là,
defeat the
joueur?
king and queen on the chessboard.
Anything to defend Mondstadt. I'm sure travelers aren't
On va
scared
voir
of
ça
a
tout de
little
suite.
trial.
Okay. Then let's take a look at what awaits them.
Oh, le gameplay. C'est de la musique du boss, je présume. Du coup, il y a des pions. Du coup, il y a 2 stages, j'ai l'impression. Ok. Et là, boum. On va devoir le faire, ce boss, pendant
Alice will
plusieurs semaines.
preside over the first phase of the trial. The
Première
trial
phase, ouais.
takes place on a chessboard, but the rules of chess don't exactly apply. Look
Okay.
closely and you'll notice some of the pieces on the board can harm the king. Travelers can use that to their
Il faut le
advantage to create
piéger
an opening and dish
quand
out
c'est le
damage.
king.
But in the second phase, there are no chess pieces to use. Travelers will need to rely on their own
Et là, il y a
strength
plus
to
de-
emerge victorious.
It looks like there's a different Dodoco presiding over the second phase. One wearing a blue hat. Is that a different mage from the Hexen Circle?
Ooh, I wonder which one.
Well, travelers will have to uncover that for
Intéressant.
themselves. As for the second phase of the trial, let me offer a quick piece of advice. The
Je sais pas
boss
pourquoi tu l'as dit en
has
même
some
temps, c'est trop
extremely
chiant.
powerful attacks, but freeze reactions
faut jouer
can
du
help you
trio.
create an opening.
Maybe jot that one
Je fais une
down
game
for
comme ça,
later,
je pense.
travelers. So,
Je vais
we
Hélène,
know
je pense, à la
there's
place
murder,
de-
an attack on Mondstadt,
de l'autre
a
mec.
Hexen Circle trial, but we have no idea how all of this is connected. Seems like there's a lot for travelers to uncover.
Donc les events.
You know, if you think about it, first Natlan had a crisis with the ley lines that almost ended in death. Then, a similar crisis happened in Liyue, and now Mondstadt is in danger. I can't
pas
help
compris
but
le truc
wonder
de
if
Liyue.
this is all some kind of terrible omen.
Yeah, but look on the bright side. It's another chance for answers. Maybe we'll uncover new clues about forces we've encountered before, or what we can expect on the road ahead.
Or maybe we'll even get one step closer to the truth of Teyvat.
Yeah, and then travelers can give us all the answers.
Yeah, I think we're gonna leave all that
J'espère qu'on aura des vrais trucs dans la quête. Hein.
All right, okay. Well, let's lighten things up and dive into the remaining version 5.6 events.
Woo.
Yes.
First up on the docket is an
Donc,
event
les
that brings
events.
us back to Fontaine, where travelers can
Est-ce
test
que
out
c'est
their
ce que je
tactical
crois?
brilliance in the new wargame Operation Downpour Simulation.
Dude, nice.
Ah ouais,
Oh,
à peu
I
près,
know.
même style.
This wargame comes with all new offensive and defensive
Et du coup, c'est
gameplay.
défense et
The
attaque.
key to success is really understanding your game pieces.
Okay.
Ouais,
what
logique,
do
tu
you
mets les
mean?
gros tanks et tu mets les
for
trucs qui vont
example,
finir derrière.
is it a melee or ranged attack piece? Can it quickly break through obstacles or maybe even bypass them
C'est du Clash of
entirely?
Clans.
Once you feel like you know what you're doing, you can test out your
Et
skills
du
in
coup, c'est
co-op.
à Fontaine aussi, les
The
events.
actual gameplay is pretty simple.
Tout,
What this event really tests
Là, c'est
is
défense.
strategy. For example, when adjusting your defensive lineup, you can even set traps for your opponent.
I see a button called Defensive Simulation. Looks like we can use it to test out our strategies?
That's
C'est
right.
chiant,
And once
non?
you set the defensive and offensive lineup that works best for you, the battle is ready
Du
to
matchmaking.
begin. And
Ça va
while
être
your
chiant.
opponent tries to break through your defenses, your job is to use your chosen offensive lineup to outmaneuver their strategy. The side that breaks the opposing formation first or makes greater progress
J'espère qu'il n'y
within
aura
the
pas de
time
quête
limit
pour finir les
wins.
projets avec le multiple, c'est flemme un peu.
So it sounds like it all comes down to strategy. All right, so
Dans la
get
cour de
tactical,
Fontaine, au
travelers.
niveau du corner.
Now, if that last event was mostly about brain power, this next one is all about firepower.
Let's go.
Okay, let's take a look at the gameplay. Think this is a simple
Encore un truc comme
battle for
ça.
coins? Ah, well,
Mais on
think
a déjà
again.
cette mage. En plus, j'ai même pas fait l'event.
Players will have the opportunity to indwell
Je me rappelle
Saurians
ça.
at certain points. Use their abilities to
Et
your
là, on enlève les
advantage,
points, on gagne les
and
points.
you might be able to turn the tides in your favor.
This
Ah, mais
looks
c'est du
so
1v3.
fun. You could just stay in Saurian form the whole time and
C'est
blast
du
all the
Wii
other
Party.
players away.
Oh, if
Et oui,
only.
parti, je reconnais.
Saurian form only lasts so long, but even in human form,
C'est
you have
vraiment
Natlan
Wii Party.
character skills at your disposal. So the goal is to collect as many coins as possible to secure victory.
Nice, bro. So, this next event is called
Tu sais, mais
Chronicle of
le
Shifting
retour.
Stratagems.
Non, c'est faux.
I'm sure at this point in their journey, travelers have gained their fair
Juste du
share
gros
of
fight.
companions and have tested out their skills in a variety of different situations. But
Je crois qu'il y a
maybe
du
there's
fight,
a
hein.
character you want to learn more about, like Escoffier, for example. Let's say you want to test out her potential in different team comps. Then, I highly recommend trying out this event.
Chronicle of Shifting Stratagems gives travelers the
Alors là, la
opportunity to
bannière,
study
j'y
and
repense, mais
test
c'est une
out
folie,
different
hein.
team compositions. The event is divided into different levels of difficulty, and there are also challenge buffs to take advantage of, so make sure to take that into account
Du coup,
when
il y a deux
forming your
phases.
teams.
Okay.
Travelers
Oh,
can
c'est trop
also
chiant.
take a look at the challenge record and see how
J'ai
their
pas
friends
cité la
approached
bande de
each challenge.
bâtards.
Could provide some food for thought.
Nice. Sounds like the perfect excuse to do some.
Remettez c'est de la 10 prochaine mage.
Think outside the box.
Indeed.
All right.
Qui était siégé
Moving on
nouveauté,
to some
ouais, bon, comme
Genius
d'hab.
Invocation TCG updates. First, a new card skin will be added to the card shop, so check it
Pourquoi
out if you're
faire?
interested. Travelers can also look forward to new character and action cards added to regular mode.
On s'en fout du
Nice.
TCG, les
More
gars.
food for the card sharks.
There are also some major updates to automatic artistry.
Oh, so in addition to the character and action card updates, the elemental reaction effects are different.
Yeah, and during the match,
Ça, ça
there's
peut être
now
bien.
a card
À part quand
refresh
moi, je
option
me les
as well as
prends.
mechanisms for character enhancement and replacement, so the gameplay should be even more engaging. Travelers
Ah,
may
c'est le
even
nouveau
be
mode
able to
TCG,
come up
ça,
with some new
ok.
strategies and surprise their opponents with unexpected moves.
That's right, and
Dis-moi pas
finally,
qu'il y ait
the
des-
ley
il y a
line
un nouveau
overflow
succès à
event
faire,
is
hein.
returning in
J'ai
version
pas envie qu'il y ait du nouveau
5.6, so
succès.
don't miss out.
Et j'ai pas envie de refaire un 200% là. J'ai déjà fait 100% succès c'est fait alors s'il y a une deuxième page, non merci.
Bye.
Bye. Bon bah fini. Bon, du coup, le code, il fait KQQ0507. C'est peut-être la date de la mage, le 7. 7, 5, peut-être. Mars, avril, mai. Ouais, ça doit être ça, peut-être. Hop, on met les codes sur YouTube. Bon. En vrai, je vais peut-être rater des trucs, vu que je suis très nul en anglais, mais ça va en vrai comme mage. Ça aurait pu être pire. Du coup, on a le planning. Du coup, ouais, j'ai pas tout pu voir.
Welcome back,
Ok, ça c'est bien.
Welcome back.
Il y a des nouveautés.
Let's jump right into
Il y a
system
que ça.
optimization.
Non, mais c'est ce qui nous
Some
oublie.
travelers provided feedback that the brilliant blessing enhancement process
Oh, j'espère
in
qu'il y a
the
d'autres
Imaginarium
nouveautés, parce que sinon
theatre
j'ai trop le seum.
was a bit confusing, which made it difficult to level up strategically and optimize character turn order.
C'est moi qui l'ai
So,
voté.
in the version 5.6 update, the dev team has made the brilliant blessing details
Ça déjà,
page
je
a
prenais au
lot
pif.
more intuitive.
Et je croyais qu'il y avait que la
Which
fin qui
should
changeait,
make
parce
it
que non.
easier for travelers to make strategic level up decisions.
Nice.
Yeah, and in addition,
Okay,
rewards
rewards.
will be available for completing the star challenges in the new season of the Imaginarium Theater that begins on June 1st.
You know what would be nice?
Ça, c'est le premier jour, il y a le temps.
A restart button after the final act. As it stands right now, finishing the final act takes you directly to the credits, right? What if you just missed that last star challenge? That would be such a bummer.
Yeah, the dev team has received that feedback as
Ouais, j'ai un
well.
truc dans l'œil.
So, a restart button is also being added to the
Pour
new update.
restart, ça c'est là où on sait.
Oh,
let's
nice.
go.
That should make it easier to get full stars. Alright, so this next update addresses another common problem. Travelers have probably noticed that when you go to raise a character's skills, the skill descriptions can be pretty long and dense.
Yeah, I mean, it's
C'est ce
understandable.
qu'ils nous ont
It's
mis sur le
important for
truc,
travelers
donc
to
on le
have
sait
all the
déjà, hein. Il n'y a
details.
rien de spécial.
But it's also easy to get bogged down in the weeds, so this is something the dev team has been working on. Starting in version 5.6, the
Ça, c'est pour nous
descriptions on
rappeler
the
les
talent and
trucs.
constellation pages for new characters will be optimized to
Ça,
be
c'est des
more
trucs qui peuvent être
concise,
bien.
so it's easier for travelers to grasp the core information. Of course, travelers who prefer to dive into all the details can always expand the content for a more comprehensive description.
Nice. Sorting through all that information.
Le coffre au trésor et tout ça, je veux bien. Ça
Our
me
next
plaît bien.
optimization is for the treasure compass.
C'est plus de projets,
Travelers
moi.
provided feedback that while attempting to complete Natlan's warrior challenges, it was difficult to locate where to pick up the quests. So, after the version 5.6 update, the treasure compass can now track those locations.
Woo!
Yeah, they can. Warrior challenges are important because that's how you get obsidian fragments, which you can use to unlock tribal secret spaces, right? It would be nice if the treasure compass could track those too.
It can! And once your exploration progress is high enough, the treasure compass will be able to pinpoint the location of
Ça, c'est
tribal
les
secret spaces
portes
as
à
well.
mettre là.
Similarly, at a high enough exploration
Après, c'est
progress,
facile, c'est rien de
more
trouver.
chests from various nations can also be located using the
Des
treasure
coffres comme
compass.
ça.
Oh, nice! That
Plus
should
de-
really help travelers that are
Et
stuck
non,
at
de moi.
99% exploration progress.
Map pins have also been optimized.
J'espère
Starting
qu'il y a pas
with
que
version
ça.
5.6, travelers can now delete custom pins in batches.
Ooh, that should make it a lot
On choisit
easier to
donc couleur
start
entre
fresh
tous les
if you're
trucs et
someone
les
who
zones.
really likes to go ham with the markers.
Definitely.
Ça, c'est bien.
Well, that wraps up our system optimizations. So now it's time for some out-of-game news.
Game
That's
news.
right. First, we have some exciting
Oh, y a
collaboration
que
news to
ça.
share. Genshin Impact is partnering with the global beauty brand Charlotte Tilbury
Charlotte
to launch two
Tilbury, on aura
limited
passé en
edition
France.
sets.
Wow.
So,
Ça va
let's
rien.
watch the preview trailer for the collaboration.
Ça va coûter un bras. Oh putain, j'ai cru. Ah, j'ai cru que c'était ce que je voulais. Ah, les bâtards, j'ai cru que c'était notre craille. Ils ont feinté, frère. J'ai trop le seum.
But I have even more
Ok, on a les nouvelles
news. In
musiques.
addition,
Ouais, je prends,
Genshin
je prends,
Impact's
je
third
prends, je
Natlan
prends.
OST album, Radiance of Flame, is coming
Sur
soon.
Spotify, sur la playlist,
The
je dis
album
pas non.
contains various tracks composed by the Hoyo Mix team for the collective of Plenty and other regions. So stay
Après, il y a
tuned
aucune
for the
musique qui m'a
drop.
vraiment marqué. Hein.
Awesome. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Music's gonna be so cool.
Est-ce qu'on a notre
So
craille?
You know it.
beautiful.
Avec le Wave ça peut niquer. Hein.
Okay, let me check my scroll here. Yeah, that's all the information I have about version 5.6.
Yeah, me too. What about you, Jane?
Alors,
I am just so excited to uncover more about the Albedo trial mystery and
est-ce qu'on a ce qu'on veut ou pas?
And I can't wait for you
Est-ce
to
qu'on a
meet
notre
Scofier.
craille?
It's been so much fun working
Est-ce qu'on
on
attend le
that
Wave
and
Event
just-
dans quelques
And to
jours?
follow that up, Aoife is finally playable, and of course he's gonna have Kukuku right by his side, but the mini games are always
C'est
so
maintenant
fun
jamais.
and creative. Oh, just can't
Absolutely.
wait.
Well, that's it for the version 5.6 special program. A
Mais notre
new
craille.
adventure
Mais notre
awaits.
craille.
I hope it brings with it new friendships, new answers, and a
Ah,
whole
attends,
lot of fun.
5.7.
And
Après,
with
point
that,
8.
all there's left to say is,
Ah,
see
c'est
you in
trop
game,
tôt. Hein.
travelers. Bye. Bye. Bye.
See ya.
Ah non, c'est un page trop tôt, je pense. Il n'y aura pas. Song of the Week. C'est le 30. On a le jour. Ça veut tout dire. On a le jour. Ok, ok. Bon, bah, on va cut le stream, les gars. Bon, bah, YouTube, on se dit à la prochaine pour un nouveau live. C'était Caygeek. On se dit à la prochaine. Allez, bisous, bisous.